you also were fingered by the Telegraph, and then yesterday announced you were going to repay nearly £1,500. Why are you repaying it if it was right to claim it, or were you wrong in the first place?
Well, it requires explanation, but I had still have, a one-room rented flat in a block of flats near to the House of Commons. I've had that since 1989. I don't own any property, I have no mortgage, I have no interest in the property market in London. But in 2006 it became clear to me, since nothing had been done in this flat for 17 years, that it was no longer adequate. And that was particularly because, whereas in the past I'd spent 2 or 3 nights a week there, having become the leader of the Liberal Democrats, I was there 6 and sometimes 7 nights a week, and my wife had to come quite often because there were things we were expected to do together. And so it seemed to me right to try and resolve this. And I had 2 choices. I could either abandon the flat and go elsewhere and pay much more, substantially more, or have some renovations done. And I asked someone who knew about these things to help me.
But my question is, why did you pay money back? What you've described so far is that what everybody knows is the second home thing. Oh, well, could you come to it then?
I'm coming to that, indeed. And the reason I'm coming to that is this, that when all of these invoices and things were produced to us in the course of the last 2 or 3 weeks, when I looked back at what I'd done, it seemed clear to me that asking this person to help had been for my convenience more than anything else, and that in those circumstances it wasn't justifiable to expect public funds to bear the responsibility for that.
Why did it take you all that time to work that out? Didn't you think that... Sorry to interrupt you. Didn't you think that at the time when you put the claim in?
And that is why I paid the money back. At the time, which was 2006, then public perceptions about these things were quite different. And I had, of course, submitted... I submitted estimates to the fees office. I take full responsibility. Be clear about this. I take full responsibility for my own decision. But it seemed to me, having seen these invoices again, that this was not a proper charge on public funds, and that's why I paid it back.
Okay. And since you have now this acute sense of what is proper, do you think it's right that MPs should be able to claim for food in London? You claimed £800 for food over 2 months?
Yeah.
Is it right that MPs should... I mean, we all have to eat, and you can't eat twice.
Well,
you can't eat in your home, in your secondary...
Yes, it is right if this is additional expense occasioned by being in London necessarily on parliamentary duties. That, I think, is perfectly reasonable. Otherwise, there will be people, perhaps with large families, who would find themselves... That doesn't happen in my case, but with large families, who might find themselves very substantially financially embarrassed. But the test has got to be, is this directly related to your parliamentary responsibilities? And if I may say so, what we now need is a wholly independent system, independent upon salary, independent upon pension, independent upon expenses, what is legitimate, the amounts, the validation, all of that has now got to be taken away from the House of Commons and put out independently, because, as I think others have suggested, we have reached a tipping point at which, in order to restore confidence, we have to take very much more radical steps and measures than we've done in the past.
We'll come to that in a moment. We're dealing with the moment with the situation as it is. Steve Easterbrook, I mean, an MP could do well on McDonald's on £100 a week. What do you make of the behaviour? Do you think...